Hi, my name is Jassity Lopez, and I'm doing a rhetorical analysis of Reshma Saujani's chapter in American Like Me. To start off, a little information about the author is that she is the founder and CEO of Girls Who Code, and she is the first Indian woman to run for Congress in 2010. She created a diversity club in high school so people can feel part of something. And she is also an author of Women Who Don't Wait in Line and Girls Who Code, Learn to Code and Change the World. This was one of her books that was part of the New York bestsellers series. Past, purpose, audience, speaker, and situation. For purpose, Saujani expresses herself and explains how to be the real you and not be someone that you're not. Audience, everyone that feels they have to be someone else to fit in when that is not the case, because in life we are made to be unique and not the same. Speaker. Since Saujani has realized to be her true self, she hopes to inspire others to do the same, because the best self you can be is the real you. For situation, she tells her life story and how growing up as one of the few brown girls in a predominantly white neighborhood was challenging when it came to her identity, but helped her overcome that and express and succeed in life, ex- embracing her true self. For the first page, strategy and devices. Strategy, Saujani starts off her chapter with many personal anecdotes. As seen to your left, to start off her chapter, she uses the personal anecdote of her Starbucks orders and what name she tells them. For the effect, when she starts off like this, it immediately grabs the reader's attention because she is so descriptive. We know that it is not her real name, so we automatically want to find out why she doesn't use her real name. Appeals and devices. Imagery is seen here when she describes a white light as innocent and airy as the foam on top of a drink, which is a comparison slash metaphor as well. Also, the way she describes the barista quite vividly. As seen here, she uses the name Maya instead of her real name because it's easier for people to understand and spell. For the second and top of the third page, strategies and devices, the strategy used is that she continues with personal anecdotes to show something that really affected her in her early childhood. The effect is that it shows the reader that something this small can have such an impact on a person. The thing she went through is that she went to a store and was trying to find a keychain that had her name on it, Reshma, but they didn't have any name because that name is not a common name as other names are, such as Rachel and Rebecca. I can relate to this because my name is Jassity and it's a unique name, and like not that many people have it, and I can never find my name on those keychains since I was little and I always wanted one. So moving on to the appeals and devices, this text appeals to pathos because Saujani has a sad tone, and while talking about her experience, she said this was a major event in her life that impacted her. It impacted her because when she was little, it meant a lot to her to have her name on a keychain, but over time she became used to this. For the third and sixth page, the strategy and devices are the strategy is personal anecdotes to explain how she tried to blend in because it was important to her. The effect is to explain why she did it and why fitting in was so important. Appeals and devices appeal to ethos because she changed herself to fit in. Also, the use of italics helped emphasize the things that were considered normal where she lived. Irony is also illustrated with a humorous tone due to the meaning of her name. As seen in the text, she tried to change herself to be white because white was normal to her where she lived in Illinois. And the irony is that her name means silken or silky skin, but she finds it ironic because she thinks she's the girl with the thick skin instead of the silky skin. For the 6 and 7 page strategies and devices, the strategy used was a strong tone displayed and more confident person is showed as she embraces who she is after she got into a fight at school. The fact is, in high school, she created a diversity club, otherwise known as PRISM, Prejudice Reduction Interested Students Movement, where students of color were asked questions by other students if they were curious. Appeals/devices that were used is an appeal to pathos because she is now being herself and she displays confidence and pride of who she is and wants to help others do the same. As seen in the text, PRISM was a club that really helped her and other diverse kids know where they belong. For the ninth and top of the 10th page strategy and devices, the strategy used was again personal anecdotes to an inner thought about her name. The effect helped her the effect is what helped her realize why her name is her name and why her parents picked the name she has. Appeals and strategies used was diction. Diction is seen by the words unthinkable, unstimulating, and pride, which emphasize that she is proud of herself and realizes that her name is perfect in every way, shape, and form. She also appeals to pathos because her words and thoughts establish the fact that she values her name even more. As seen in the text, she actually knows why her parents named her Reshma because throughout her parents' journey, they sacrificed everything for her. For the 10th page strategies and devices, the strategy used was the use of longer sentences and more italics to emphasize what she is trying to say. The effect is that she realizes that everything that her parents went through was for her and shows bravery. It is because of her parents that she is brave and prideful of herself and her name. Appeals and devices are emotional syntax was used to demonstrate the importance of her parents' journey and how it affected her life and self as a whole with an appeal to pathos. As seen in the text at the end, it says they changed their name so I wouldn't have to. This is an important line because without her parents going through everything that they went through, changing their names to be Americanized and to get jobs in America, they named her Reshma to symbolize their culture and everything they have went through. And I want to thank you all for listening.